welcome to Simserra's Valentines special. That's right, I didn't do anything for Halloween, I didn't do anything for Christmas, but no, the holiday that I'm getting real excited for is apparently Valentine's Day. So yeah, this is my Valentine's special, I guess, because tis the season to be in love, I guess. And today I'm going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on my top 5 most romantic couples in The Sims 4. It's going to be presented by yours truly, Megan L. Simserra. That's me, right there. And just a quick disclaimer, just so you're aware, these are my opinions. Zero research has been done aside from memory, and this PowerPoint was made in about 5 minutes. Also, I don't really experience romantic love, so this was actually difficult for me to rank. So I guess I should get brownie points for that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, anyway, without getting too excited, this is supposed to be just a short and sweet video. We're going to be going straight into number 5. Now, number 5 is going to surprise you, for you see, number 5 is Bella and Mortimer Goff. I know, they're only number 5. How is this possible? And it might have seemed like an obvious number 1 here, and I was tempted to get them, put them as number 1, but then I remembered The Sims 2 is a thing. And if you don't know, in The Sims 2, Bella mysteriously disappears. I think everyone knows this by now about Bella Goff's mysterious disappearance. But Morty moves on real fast with one of the Caliente sisters. I think it's Dina, but don't hold me to that because I can never remember which one's which. I only just realised that they were supposed to be twins. I don't know why. I thought they were just separately aged sibling sisters, but you know, whatever. But he moved on real suspiciously fast, and there's some kind of speculation that maybe, just maybe, Morty might have had a hand in his beloved wife's disappearance. So even though The Sims 4 does exist in an alternate universe where I guess Bella and Mortimer might be in love and they have their 2 kids and then they have a billion afterwards if you like story progression play, it's still, just because of what happened in the Sims 2 means it still could happen in The Sims 4, and so I've kind of had to, you know, push them up here. Though I do like how they were childhood friends in The Sims 3. That was quite a cute little touch there. But they're 5 just because Morty might have had his wife abducted by aliens, but who knows. So number 4 is Beth Sterling and Jules Rico. Now, we all know who Beth Sterling is. She gives us a call 1 billion times a day asking us to donate 1 simoleon to her, basically, and then she comes back and asks for more and more and more and more until you're just giving her your money, and then hopefully you don't die before she actually does pay you back. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So we all know Beth Sterling, but you might not know about Jules Rico. Now, they are roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. I know, right? They are roommates in Evergreen Harbour. I actually remember the world's name. And they are, at the moment, when you start the game, they are lovebirds, but you know, they're not dating officially yet, but you know, they're on the way to dating. And they are both absolutely awful people. And I am a sucker for bad guys in love, and these two are very much 2 very bad guys in love. So yeah, they're number 4, I guess. I when I was making this list, I didn't expect them to get this far, but here we go. Here we go. Number 3. So moving on to number 3, we have Dylan and Jess Sigworth. Now, I absolutely love their story. Weirdly enough, Strangerville, actually, I really like the pack because a lot of the families do have big stories, and this one's one of the biggest ones. And actually, if you follow me on Twitter, last Father's Day, you might have seen my top 5 fathers post, and Dylan was in the top 5 there because he is one of my top 5 daddies. He's a stay-at-home dad. He and his wife Jess, they live in Strangerville with their daughter. And so he's a stay-at-home dad, and she's a military corporal, and obviously she's one of the big possessed Sims. So for Dylan, he's just doing his hardest to hold his household together while his wife is acting completely crazy and off and different and is possessed, and he doesn't know what's going on. Personally, I like to think that Dylan might be, if you just go by the townies in Strangerville and play through the Strangerville story, I think that Dylan would very much be the main character. I mean, that's his inciting incident right there. It's his wife. And I just love how he's trying his hardest to hold the family together, and it's tragic, especially if you lose against the mother plant. If you don't save this town from the mother plant, then eventually the whole town's going to be taken over and he's either going to be killed or taken over by the mother plant himself. I don't know, it just kind of makes me a bit sad to think about the possibilities there, but that's why I always get so happy with saving the town. And I think Dylan's a very, very good addition to your team if you want to save the town. Although I don't think you can actually add him, because I think you can only add like former possessed sims. I might be wrong there though. It's been a hot minute since I last played Strangerville. Moving on to number 2. I chose Ian Moody and Derek McMillan as number 2. I haven't really played with them much, but I love them. I am a sucker for sweet little old men. I'm a sucker for grandpas, okay? I love grandpas. I don't know if you know this, but I have granddads. I have 2 granddads. Well, one of them's unfortunately passed away. But I love my granddads. I love my granddads, and so I like Sims who are granddads, okay? And they're happy together, they're cheerful, they're kind of opposites, but they're like they temper each other, if that makes sense. Like, one of them is a bit quiet, one of them is a bit out there, and they temper each other to this cute little balance. And they live together on their farm in the countryside. I mean, gays and farms is actually a big thing, especially with lesbians. Lesbian farms are like a big thing for some reason. Not like farms that make lesbians, like that you just don't just like pluck a fresh lesbian out of the ground and be like, here we go, here's a lesbian. Oh, this one's come out a bit weird. I think she's a femme. I am a femme, so I can say that. You know what I mean? But they're just an iconic, cute little couple, and they're like my favourite couple in the pack as well. Like, to be fair, the cottage living families are quite cute, and I really like them, but I just had to choose these 2. Just look at them, they're adorable. And also, have you seen their back garden? That's like super cute. Moving on, we have a special mention. My special mention is Nancy and Jeffrey Landgrab, because you see, I didn't want to choose townies from like the same pack, if that makes sense. Obviously, they're in 2 different towns, so it kind of halfway counts. But they don't get to be a rank, and I like that Nancy wears the pants in the relationship, but there's like that dishonesty there. There's the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you know, the old spy movie thing where, like, you know, they're on like they're spies for like different organizations and they're against each other. I like that vibe, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it just feels kind of fake, and I don't like that there's that secret there between them. And also they disowned Johnny Zest. Somehow Jeffrey's supposed to be good, Nancy's supposed to be evil or whatever, but I don't know why Jeffrey let her. He was supposedly such a good sim. I mean, you can argue that Nancy funds the whole thing, because she does. Like, she was the land grab, he took her last name, they're living off her family money, you know, that kind of thing. She's earning the big bucks there. But still, you kind of, I think Jeffrey's just a bit of a coward, really. And that's the only reason I put them in the special mentions, because I like any excuse to rag on Jeffrey Landgrab. I mean, of course, Nancy's also a kind of crappy person for discerning her son, but she's evil, it's expected. He's supposed to be a good guy, you know? It's just, and also their other son is like just but ugly, and he has cheese hair, so I'm sorry. But Nancy, where did the cheese hair come from? Because neither of you have cheese hair, so why does your son have cheese hair? That's all I'm saying. The cheese hair had to be inherited from someone, and I don't think it was Jeffrey. So moving on to number 1, and this one is a big surprise, because you see, bit of backstory, these 2 aren't an official couple. They're not like a couple in a pack. They're not like pre-made couple. No, they're not my OCs, they're not my own Sims or whatever. They are Judith Ward and Marcus Flex. Now, if you've seen some of my videos, you might know that. I don't know if it's the same in everyone else's save files, but for me, whenever I make a new save file, there is a massive chance that just either through, I'm not even sure if it's through neighborhood story progression or whether it's through MC Command Center, but somehow these 2 just autonomously always end up together. They always end up together. Sometimes, to be fair, sometimes Judith goes for Don Lothario instead. She likes the boy toy type, I guess. But more often than not, it's Judith Ward and Marcus Flex. And it's weird because they're from two different packs, and that kind of makes me feel like they're from two different worlds. And considering that they don't start out in a romantic relationship and they almost always end up in one, that kind of makes me think it's kismet, you know? It kind of makes me think they were meant to be their soulmates. And what's more romantic than just like finding each other no matter what universe you're in, you know? They find each other, and they remind me of Posh Spice and David Beckham, because obviously she's very fancy, she's posh, and David Beckham is like a proper footballer, and he's got like his footballer voice and that. Like he's not posh in the slightest. And it kind of reminds me of those two. Like, I don't know, and you might be thinking, well, it's a bit weird of an age gap because Judith looks so much older than Marcus Flex. They're actually both adults, you know. I thought when I was like getting pictures that Marcus Flex was a young adult. No, he is actually just a full-grown adult. They're both adults. Like they're both the same age. So Judith just didn't age very gracefully, and I do feel sorry for her about that. And somehow they always end up having really good kids' names as well. Like I think one time they named their kid King Flex, and that was just like such a them name, I think. And I don't know, I just really like the idea of these two. Like, it's kind of romantic that they just keep on finding each other. So I'm a sucker for a soulmate AU. Why not? Soulmates are great. But yeah, that is the end of the video. In conclusion, I love you all so very much. I am, at the time of recording, I'm at 350 subscribers, and I didn't even think I'd get that far. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Obviously, I don't have a Valentine for this one, but I don't know if you know this, but if you subscribe, that's the subscribe button that you see down below. That is actually the subscribe to be my Valentine button. And I want to be the girl in school with all the Valentines. I want to have the most Valentines in the school so I can show them off to my friends and be like, look at me, I've got so many Valentines. So consider, will you be my Valentine? Will you hit that subscribe button? If you already hit the subscribe button, don't worry, there's also a second chance to subscribe to my Valentine's list. Just like the video. That would be great. But yeah, what do you guys think anyway? Who are your favourite romantic relationships in The Sims 4? Maybe let me know in the comment section down below. Every comment makes me so extremely very happy. Honestly, it's a joy whenever I see a new comment. Except for when they're mean, in which case I'll delete them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so very much. Have an amazing Valentine's Day. If you're in a romantic relationship, tell your significant other you love them. If you're not in a romantic relationship, good for you. Still treat yourself. You know what? Here's a tip for all of you not in a romantic relationship. I mean, you can listen if you are in a romantic relationship. But tomorrow, wait until the 15th, right? Go into your local grocery store, you know, your local supermarket. Go into the clearance section. There's going to be so much good, tasty chocolate on offer, because that's when they're just going to get rid of all the Valentine's chocolate tomorrow. Just go buy chocolate. Honestly, just stock up on all the Valentine's chocolate that your little heart desires. Personally, I'm going to be going to my shop to see if there's anything left. I personally like any chocolate with praline or strawberry filling inside, so I'm going to hope to find some of that tomorrow. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. I love you all so very much. Ta-ra for now.